Yo, what's going on, everybody? How y'all doing today? As you guys know, it's Miami Monday, so we're gonna focus on some Miami Hurricanes football. Y'all already know how it is. Um, Recruiting right now, you know, slow down a little bit, but nonetheless, it is coming off 5-7 season, so a lot of the top-notch recruits that Miami are going after, they will be basically in wait and see mode. Basically, they want to see what we're going to do this season to know whether or not they want to come here. And it is what it is. It comes with being 5-7. It comes with having a terrible offense. Defense mediocre. So with all that being said, man, do me a favor, hit the like button, subscribe to the channel if you ain't already. We're gonna get into Hurricanes tonight. So obviously recruiting. There's still a couple targets that Miami's going after. Still a couple guys that they're trying to flip. This, that, and the third. That's how Mario recruit. It's gonna go down to the last minute. National Signing Day. So it is what it is. It is what it is. Couple guys that they trying to fill. Also, we got camp going on, so good things coming here and there. But that's camp. You hear about this guy doing good, that guy doing good. Couple guys not on the team anymore. Couple guys hitting the transfer portal. Recently, you heard that Lawrence Seymour, he hit the transfer portal. Um, Wouldn't be surprised if another one or two hit the transfer portal. It's kind of late in the game right now to do so, but nonetheless, I wouldn't be surprised at this moment. What else? What else do we got for y'all? Also, game time. Some of those has been announced. Also, some things going on with the ACC. Obviously, as of recent, Florida State was very vocal about leaving the ACC. They're even putting plans together to, probably round up some money to do so. I'm hearing that maybe Stanford and Cal could be joining the ACC. I'm hearing that in the next 24 hours, we should be able to tell if Cal and, you know, Stanford going to be in the ACC. So that one is on wait and see mode. But I did see the announcement that came out earlier from I think his name is Thermal. He's a very credited college football guy. They give him a lot of info, and he passed it along through via Twitter. So the ACC should or probably will get a little shooken up. Not quite sure, how the grant of rights going to work, how ESPN is going to work dealing with the ACC. That's a wait and see. So within the next 24 hours, we'll hear something, whether Cal and Stanford join the ACC or whether or not what's the deal with Oregon State and Washington State. I'm hearing that they might need to be added to the ACC also. So the ACC as of right now has 14 teams. If we were to add all four of those Pac-12 teams, then scheduling is going to get a little bit complicated. I've never been to California. I've never been to Oregon. I've never been to Washington. But if Miami's playing games in those three states, then hey, might have to make some special trips. But that's, like I said, is wait and see. Wait and see. The Pac-12 has imploded, guys. There will be no more Pac-12. There's 4 teams left that's scrambling, basically, to find a home. So I do believe if the ACC do bring in all 4 of those teams, then this big old grant of right thing could possibly get tossing out. Because bringing in 4 different teams from over that way, that's 4 different markets. Well, 3 different markets. I'm sorry, Cal and Stanford. That's in California. But California is such a huge state, so I think that would be a good thing for the ACC. We'll definitely have to renegotiate for more money adding more markets and adding more teams, definitely restructure that grant of right. And who knows, maybe some of these teams would actually stick in the ACC. Maybe the ACC can be one of those, big Power Five. I'm sorry, Power Four conference, because now that the Pac-12 is gone, you know, the Big 12. You see what they're doing. They're adding enough team. They're staying on top of things. Also, I've been hearing that 12 team playoff system that they've been talking about. They're gonna have to re-examine that, because at first it was supposed to be like 6 bids that was basically automatic, and then they'll throw the best of the best in there, so you would have had the best 12 teams. Well, they're gonna have to redo that, because now you're gonna have what, 4 power conferences. That's 4 biddings for the conference champions. Which, to me, to be honest with you, if you have 4 power conferences and you got a 12-team playoffs, I believe the conference champion and the team that they beat in the conference championship more than likely would be in it, because let's just be honest, most of these conferences, they're getting rid of basically divisions. So it's not like you have you got a good team on one division and then the other division was struggling, but they still made a championship. No, you got the 2 best team in the conference. So more than likely, both of those teams would be in the playoffs anyways, regardless of who wins. So the playoff system about to get shooken up. All this is going to affect Miami, of course, being in the ACC. So if ACC add all these extra teams, then we could restructure this whole, contract, possibly get some more money. Who knows? If the money is good enough, then most of these teams will be happy, and then we'll start, scheduling some Pacific Coast. We'll start going over to the Pacific for some of these home games, for some of them home games over there. So, or there's a possibility for neutral site games. Let's just say, Miami don't want to travel to California. You could probably meet in Dallas. Hit up the Cowboys, make that a neutral site game between us and Cal or Stanford. You could do it that way, or Houston, or somewhere around there. Arizona, and all that good stuff. So we'll see how it turned out, man. But all I know is for Cal and Stanford, if they do end up in the ACC, that's going to be a lot of money on traveling. At least 6 games of the year, away games. That's going to be a lot of money to travel on this side. Because you got to think about it. They got to come over here. They got to get hotels. They got to feed them kids, all that shit. So it's going to be a lot of money. But that's how the world is going right now in the world of college football. Now, Miami had camp all week. I've been hearing good things about all the positions. You know how it goes around this time of the year. All the coaches are saying the right things. All the players are saying the right things about each other. You're hearing about the running back position. I kind of want to focus on the offensive side of the ball this show, at least. Obviously, we do Miami Monday every Monday, 8 o'clock. Sorry, I was kind of late, but 8 o'clock. So every Monday we'll talk Miami Hurricanes football. Now, quarterback position, I don't think we have to spend too much time talking about that. Obviously, Tyler Van Dyke will be the starter. Jakari Brown will back him up. Him and Emory Williams. That competition between them is pretty close, but given the experience and everything like that, I think Jakari Brown is still, not light years ahead of Emory Williams, but just a tad bit. Running back wise, now that room is kind of surprising. That room is kind of surprising. From what I'm hearing, Henry Parrish, of course, last year took a lot of the load. I think he'll also be doing so this year too. Henry Parrish, a name that stood out a lot is AJ Allen. he transferred in, but from what I'm hearing, he's doing phenomenal. Um, Don Chaney, of course, we haven't seen him in a while. He came off injury, started back practicing, did pretty well in the spring game. Um, been doing pretty well at practice, working out, conditioning it. Everything's been looking good for him so far, coming off of that injury. And Mark Fletcher to round it off, he's also listen, that kid, man, he looked like the total package when it comes to running backs. Plain and simple. Coming out of high school, this man looked like he's already ready. If he had a tremendous season this season, he looked like he could be an NFL prospect. That's the type of body that he is. Chris Johnson, he's doing pretty well too. I wouldn't be surprised though, to be honest with you, if he end up redshirting. This running back room is deep, so I do see Parrish. I see Parrish. I see Don Chaney and Mark Fletcher and Allen. Those four guys probably gonna get the work. They're probably gonna carry most of the load for us this year at that running back position. Obviously, the wide receiving room. Everybody's wanting to pay attention to Young from last year was a JUCO transfer. Halfway through the season, became my best receiver. To be honest with you, also going to pay attention to Xavier Restrepo out of the slot, and definitely at that slot position, you're gonna have to keep an eye out for Nathaniel Joseph. During the spring, I told you guys, if anything were to happen to Restrepo, God forbid, we're in good hands with Nathaniel Joseph, or as most call him, Ray Ray. If Ray Ray get on that field, I do believe it's going to be a struggle to keep him off that field. Now, I love Restrepo just as much as any of you guys do, but the tremendous speed and the talent that Nathaniel Joseph have, I do believe if he gets on that field, it's going to be tough for them to keep him off of that field. Xavier Restrepo over the years, tremendous athlete. Always go out there and get that tough catch, always consistent. If any of the wide receivers was dropping balls, more than likely you wouldn't put Restrepo name in there. But we can't deny the fact that Nathaniel Joseph is a talent beyond his his class or whatever, beyond what's in this locker room right now. Tyler Harrell is another one. Jacoby George. Trust me, competition right now is mad crazy at that wide receiving position. I've been seeing plenty of videos of our wide receivers actually going vertical. We're not throwing little screen passes. We're not throwing little posts across the middle. We're going vertical. Man. I'm telling you, it's lovely to see. I promise you, it's lovely to see. Obviously, the offensive line too, based on the recruits that we got, based on the guys that are back healthy and everything like that. I think this year is going to be an uplift in that, an upgrade. To be honest with you, at that position, I think a lot of freshmen and a lot of newcomers via the transfer portal, they're going to make a lot of impact this year for us too. Hold on a second. As a matter of fact, I'm gonna put a link in the chat because I do want some of you guys' thoughts and opinions. If you've seen the practices, if you heard all of the news that's been going on and everything like that, you're more than welcome to join the conversation. The links is in the chat. Preferably Miami fans only. The link is in the chat. This is Miami Monday. We want to focus on Miami. We don't want to talk about the gibberish between the Florida Gators and the Florida State fans right now. We want to strictly talk about what's going on with my Miami Hurricanes. So, practice. So, obviously, barbecue not too long ago, about a week ago. Top names, top prospects came through. Obviously, no one has popped yet. None of the big names, none of the big whales, like we like to call them. None of them has basically popped. I'm telling you guys, the way recruiting is working for Miami, because I know some of you guys see it. You see how the Gators are doing. You see how, the Seminoles are doing right now. Both teams are in great position. They're ranked in the top 10 and everything like that. You know, I've told you guys, we gotten a few surprises here and there. 5-star wide receiver, JoJo Trader committed to the University of Miami out of nowhere. He didn't post no kind of schedule or anything like that. They just did it spontaneously. I did tell you guys that basically for us, a lot of these recruits are in wait and see mode. Wait and see mode. A lot of you fans are in wait and see mode. So are the recruits. We got a new defensive coordinator, a new offensive coordinator, some new positional group coaches and everything. We got Jason Taylor, who's a gold jacket, that's basically going to be training our defensive end, but he has no college what you want to call it, college experience, coaching guys. So, tremendous talent in the NFL, tremendous, player and everything like that, tremendous coach. Right now he's, starting his coaching adventure in college. So it's it's great to tell the kids we got him, but at the same time, there's a lot of counters to that. A lot of these kids, when they go to other colleges, that's probably dealing with D-line coaches that's been doing it for years, that's probably produced talent for the NFL and everything like that. They could still kind of combat, being coached by Jason Taylor. But nonetheless, you know, we're reluctant. Miami's still going to recruit kids regardless, and it's going to go down to the end. That's how Crystal Ball do it. It is what it is. Even if a kid that we're going after commits somewhere else, as long as they want that kid, they will fight to the end. So that's pretty much how it's going to be most of the rest of the way with recruiting. We're going to fight to the end. It is what it is. That's what 5-7 gets you, plain and simple. So obviously on the offensive side, there's a couple names out there that we could still try to flip. Two in particular, Dwayne McCoy from Florida State. Obviously, he's been hanging around Miami a lot. All the events, everything that's going on in Miami and going on at Florida State at the same time, he has chose to come to Miami. He's been hanging around Miami. So obviously, I think he's one of those guys that once the season starts, playing, and he sees what the offense look like, how the receivers are looking, I won't be surprised if it takes him no time to flip his commitment from Florida State to the University of Miami. So Dwayne McCoy, you guys been hearing that name a lot. He's still one of those keep an eye out on. Obviously, there's another linebacker for the Florida Gators, Adarius Hayes, that's his name. Now he did say that he shut down his, recruitment and everything, and he's locked in with the Gators. But Miami's not going to stop recruiting him. If he's one of those guys that they're heavily going after, they're going to go at him every angle that they can, all the way down to National Signing Day. So even though he is committed to the Gators, that's somebody to keep an eye out for. Now, freshmen's coming in that I think gonna make an impact right away. Obviously, we got Ruben Bain, Samson. We got Francisco. I think those guys. I'm sorry, Francis, not Francisco. Francisco is his brother at linebacker. I think those guys though are gonna make an impact right away. I do believe that Francis is starting on the offensive line. I do believe that Ruben Bain, he won't start, but he'll get a lot of snaps. He'll get a lot of snaps this year, significant snaps. Ruben Bain is one of those guys. His work ethic is turned up. He's always searching for knowledge. Dude he's one of those guys that when you're building a culture, you definitely want him to be a part of it. Plain and simple. The infamous jug machine. The infamous jug machine. One sat in the corner and collected cobwebs. Is actually being used now. Yes. The juggling machine is actually being used. Now, for years, we've seen the top wide receivers come to Miami and they don't pan out, they don't do the work, or they do the bare minimum. This is not something I'm just saying. This is something that became public. We saw Mike Harley, put out his statement about it, and we saw the results. The Mark Popes of the world, the D Wiggins of the world. Receivers that just basically did the bare minimum. The Romello Brensons of the world and all of those. Obviously, now the drug machine is being used. As we see Nathaniel Joseph's coming out and saying that, 4,000 catches from the drug machine. That's what he's trying to do every week. After practice, there's guys staying to use the drug machine. There's guys staying in groups to actually stay after practice to do more, to work on the things that they slacking on. Man, obviously the culture that Mario is basically pushing at the U, they're buying in. They're starting to buy in. So it's going to be very interesting to see how it, plays out on the field this year. Obviously, Miami starts off with Miami, Ohio, and then the next game is Texas A&M. Texas A&M, we went to them, this past season. We went over to College Station. So this year they'll be coming down to the Hard Rock. I'm pretty sure that most of you guys probably got that game booked. If you don't go to basically any games this year, that's probably one that you will. So I definitely believe that game, will have a huge crowd. Definitely. I think Miami would put a lot of people in the stands for that, even though we're not known, for putting people in the stands. I do believe that game will be packed. And that game will basically kind of give you like a measuring stick of the rest of the season, or what we can do, basically. So if Miami could, put on a show, let's just say, let's just say, close game between A and M. Everybody's fighting, no matter what. If win or lose, all the team is fighting. I think it's gonna be a hell of a year. Now, I do believe our year to really compete for anything significant will be 25. I say 24, we step out there, we start flexing a little bit, and then 25 will be really, really competing. Mario will definitely have enough time to put together, some top tier classes. Obviously, came in at the last minute during his first year. We finished with, like, I think the number 12 class. Then obviously last year we finished with the number 7 class. And this year right now, currently we're at 18, but a lot of time left till National Signing Day. A lot of games to be played, a lot of kids to basically impress during the season. And, once we get those commitments, we'll be able to tell you where we basically stand when it comes to recruiting for this season. But as long as offense and defense produces, I think recruiting will be fine off in that area. I do believe we'll end up with a top 10 class as long as we perform well. Because a lot of those top-notch recruits are just waiting to see what we do, waiting to see if the schemes and the defense and the offense that we're running is what basically fits them. And what I love about Mario is he's not telling these kids, hey, we're going to run this and run that just because they know that the kid run that. No, we're going to run our offense. We're going to use you the way that you're supposed to be used, not just selling dreams and lying to you, because you're going to see it on the field anyway. Yeah, man, but I'm really, really excited about, college football starting back up pretty soon. Right now, it's the 7th August. I think we got less than 3 weeks, a little bit over 3 weeks, a couple days over 3 weeks left. So basically, man, oh man, this off season, man, it felt like forever, but now that it's coming to the end, it felt like it went by pretty fast, to be honest with you. Obviously, last year was a lot different. We had more news coming out of July and everything like that. We had more commitments, and we wasn't in wait and see mode. But that's what 5 and 7 do to you. Terrible, terrible, absolutely terrible. So I'm gonna run some names. As a matter of fact, I'm gonna pull this up real quick. I'm gonna run by some names to you guys that Miami still could go after, still could flip during this recruiting. You know, Studio One, what's going on?
What's up, big bro?
All right, man, what's on your mind?
I've been hanging out at the Coach Hayes show, right? And he done went back and forth with these Colorado fans because they kind of like delusional a little bit, talking about they going 12-0. He bet some money on it. People actually bet that they gonna go 12-0 or whatever. But I just had to call in because boy, I'm drinking the Kool-Aid now, and I got what I call Colorado fever. It's a disease. They've been infected. They delusional is part of the symptoms, and I'm feeling them symptoms. But I don't think it's delusion because
man, what you feeling, man?
Listen, man. I've been watching this I'm 47, boy. I've been watching this for 40. At least when I was 6, I'm watching these games. But listen, when have the last time you heard one I run back Don Cheney like they call me the Don Dada? I said, oh, boy got a nice little bond right there. I like that. And then when I look at the interview with Gacky, he interviewed the coach and he interviewed Cam. And he said, man, our fans gonna like our new defense. Quarterback's not gonna like it without revealing too much. What you say about it, Cam? I said, what you mean not revealing too much, Gacky? What y'all out there watching? See, we can't see it. You know what I mean? They only watch the warm up, but those certain ones, Gacky one of those ones, he get to go in there and see it. And then I'm listening to Dawson interview. He was talking about his line and do. And he say it's kind of tough to get this line right, because especially against our defense. I said, what you mean? Especially against our defense.
Yeah, we got some veteran on that defensive line.
Man, listen, I think it might be like unfair. Back to where they can't even really get a playoff. I'm for real, bro. I seen it.
Man, you think that defense biting like that?
That defense biting.
Hold on.
Listen, hold on. I'm watching Kiko pick 6 Oregon, right? In a little highlight film. And that just immediately went back to spring. I know it's a spring game, but I just remember I haven't seen a linebacker able to hit that A gap like that in a long time. Perriman, I didn't even see Perriman jump like that. It was a play when he stuck.
Which linebacker are you talking about?
Spring game. I mean, he jumped the A gap like with explosion.
What linebacker you talking about?
Which linebacker are you talking about?
Kiko.
Who's Kiko?
The
Hawaiian brother.
Oh, his brother.
Brother.
Oh, okay.
Francisco. Okay, yes. A nickname.
And then back to that spring game. I'm just reviewing, just putting it all together now with all the comments. I ain't just talking. I remember that play with Jacoby broke out and Kiko down there ran that man down. I said, man, that boy first round. Hold on. When the last time you heard one of our players say, we gonna bring the Natty back? Go look at the last one of them interview with Francisco. I said, who? When the last time they talking tough like that, bro?
I like that. Hey, yo, we ain't talk like that. But guess what? I'm worrying about this goddamn. You worrying about the linebacker? I'm worrying about this corner position. Listen, bro. I want to know what's up with these corners, because you know what I'm saying. If our corners can lock down these wide receivers, then we'll be okay. You know what I'm saying? We'll be good. You know what I'm saying? That's all we need. We need the corners to lock down the wide receivers and play great zone. If we play zone defense and play man to man, good defense too, then we'll be good. It's just that we have to worry about the DN getting to the pressure on the quarterback. We have to worry about the linebackers stopping the run and playing coverage. You know what I'm saying?
You ain't
And
got
you
to
know what
worry
I'm saying?
about it.
No. I understand. I know that, but I'm saying like if that happens, then that's where we can see, you know what I'm saying, us going far. You know, and then our offense guy. But I'm worried about the cornerbacks. I want to see who we gonna bring out there. You know what I'm saying? I know Porter's gonna be there, but who is our secondary corner that's gonna be on the other side?
We
Opposite
should
of Porter, who
we should be worried about our offense.
Devontae Brown is going to be pretty much out there.
I heard
he's
that
gonna
boy
be out there.
Davis balling.
Which one
Yeah,
is Davis? Which one's Davis? Because I know we
Jaden
got.
Davis from what he transferred from Oklahoma or somewhere.
now the one I've been hearing is Richards. Richards
I
from
like the Mitchell
Is
Vanderbilt.
he
too.
on? Is he on offense or
Richards from
defense?
Vanderbilt. He's been getting a lot of praise.
Oh,
Y'all
he's
ain't
on
gonna have
defense.
y'all ain't gonna have to worry. Know why? Y'all heard
What?
Gidry say. He said, "You know what? I'm finna let these boys do what they like to do, and they like to blitz, pressure, and disrupt." Exactly what he said. Like I
He
said,
said that for
it's,
real?
it's gonna be unfair. He said, "I'm finna let them
I
boys
like
do
that.
what they do. We finna blitz, pressure, and disrupt."
Yeah,
The
he said
cornerbacks
that
ain't
in
going
his recent press. Basically, the blitz is going to be coming from everywhere.
everywhere, and they loving it. Defense, like, man, everybody saying they gonna be confused with this shit.
Hey, do you
Every
think?
play.
Hey, yo, do you think our defense corner is gonna put Leonard Taylor and what's that boy we got that everybody be talking about? Oh, what's his name?
Mesidor, talking about
No, no,
Mesidor.
no, 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 no. He freak. He everybody Mario Cristobal was just talking to him, talking about him on the ACC network when he had the media day. What's his name? Dang, I can't think. Um,
What's his position?
he's a DN. He's a DN. You were
Oh,
number
you talking about
44.
Jafari Harvey?
No, not him. Name another person.
I know
I
there's
know
Akeem
Najee Lee
Mesidor,
Kelly. I know
Najee
he
Kelly,
finna be a
Uh-uh.
beast.
Not him.
Cyrus Moss,
No, not him.
Akeem Mesidor. I think you were talking
Who
about
else?
Akeem Mesidor.
No, it's not him. It's one of the greats that we got. He's like a nephew to one of the greats there under Miami, and he's playing in the Miami Hurricanes right now.
Bang.
Yeah, Bang. Yeah,
Oh,
Bang. Okay,
Bang.
look
Cocaine
for me,
Bang.
right? For me, right? I want to see Bang and Taylor together on the same lineup. I want to see them on the field together because I
Yeah,
feel like
you're definitely gonna get to see that.
I hope that's gonna really be something because if we
Bame is
have
one
both
of
of these
those
players,
guys that they
hmm
can't keep him off the field this year.
so you
He's
think he's
gonna
gonna
be
be in the lineup?
one of those impact freshmen.
And that's what Goodger said. He confirmed that too. We can't keep Bang off the field. He confirmed it. Go listen.
Okay.
And then guess what else?
What?
Y'all think it's the Kool-Aid. I know we've been drunk from losing. But
I
y'all
ain't
got to
drunk. I'm
realize
still
with
here.
Miami is not going to be the gradual get back. When it happens, it's going to happen.
hmm
That's how it's going to do with Miami. Miami ain't going to be no gradual get back. It's going to be back maybe 1, 2 years. That first year, you're going to be like, oh, shit, 9, 10, okay. Like this is the year that they hit that 10 mark, 9, 10 mark off rip. But I
And
feel like,
to me, I think 25 that season is when we're gonna put the world on notice. I think
I
from
don't know.
25 and on, they're gonna
as
say
far
Miami
as natty
competing.
wise, I agree with you. But I still see a 10-win season automatically. And I
This
think we're
year
going
or
to get
next year?
this year, right now, out the gates. Watch. Bro,
Hey yo, okay, let me ask you a question.
there's no way they
Who's your
talking
top
about.
three? Who's your top three running backs right now? Like, if you had to choose, who are your top three running backs?
Man, you heard Don Chady say I'm the Don Dada. They've been holding him back. Listen, last year Mario tanked that season.
All
Nah,
right,
I ain't
but
that's
gonna get
one.
into. I ain't
Mario,
gonna get. I ain't
nah,
gonna
but
get into the.
Mario ain't hold Don Chaney back. That injury did.
Well, listen.
So you
He
got
could have
Cheney.
played
Who else? You
last
got
year.
Fletcher.
He could have
You got
played
Fletcher.
last year. And
I
they
like
held
Fletcher.
Leonard Taylor back. And with
Now,
all this,
Leonard Taylor was injured also.
Leonard Taylor claimed, you heard him make that comment, talking about, yeah, I took some plays off. That's why. And then he also mentioned, oh, I ain't know the playbook the first year. You remember him? And now it's his money year. Watch the difference. And you're going to know they held some stuff back last year.
Yeah, so from what you're
Hey, yo.
saying, he didn't know the
Mhm.
playbook. He was taking plays off. They ain't holding him back. He held his own self back.
I agree with that.
That's
But
true.
was he lying? I'm not just going to believe it just because it was said. You understand what I'm saying?
Hey, if he told me this about himself,
To
I'm
me,
gonna believe him.
that's the excuse he went along with Mario tanking this damn season. Because there's no way. You go back and look at his highlight tape and watch how the announcers and all that talking, how he doing back-to-back plays, back in the backfield. They can't block him, and then they sit him.
Yeah, but you got to think about it.
He used to piss me off so
He
bad, bro.
might
That
not.
nigga
He
wasn't
might not.
tired.
He
There's no
might
way he
not
was
have
tired,
done
bro.
his. He might not have done his assignment, but he probably, coincidentally ended in the right place at the right time.
Back to back, bro. Too many times. Go back and look, and they'll snatch him. You be like, what you mean? Snatching him. Third down and long. He ain't tired. He's celebrating. They snatch him. I said, man, Miami with that bullshit this year. They 1-11 against the spread. You go back and watch that Virginia game. Look like I ain't gonna even get into all that. Because I'm excited about this year. He done did his little ritual year. They allowed to open up the floodgates. Listen. Okay. Y'all just
Hey,
get
yo,
ready.
what's up? What's up with Cyrus? Is he like? Is he did like? Is he
He
doing
playing
anything?
Jack.
Now from Cyrus, he's
Cyrus
been
gonna be
putting
covering tight ends, blitzing on the end, like Jahari Farah. That's what they using him
Oh,
for in
is
that
he?
Jack position.
Okay. So like he gonna be like a Jalen Phillips type.
Yeah,
I
he's
wish he
probably
could
gonna
be
be like
like
a.
what's a
He's gonna
Javon
be like
Curse
a
like?
hybrid. He's gonna be like a hybrid between like a linebacker and DN.
Okay.
I know they ain't gonna be able to stop Messidor now. Messidor got some hand skills out this world, boy.
So you're saying that? So you're saying that? So you're saying it's gonna be Messidor. It's gonna be
And
Taylor,
Najee Kelly.
Najee Kelly, and Bain.
No, it's gonna be Leonard Taylor in there. It's gonna be Leonard Taylor.
Mm-hmm.
Well, it depends on if they start with 4 down, 3 down. It just all depends because they can mix it up. See what I'm saying? But I know it's gonna be Leonard Taylor, your boy Branson Dean, Najee Kelly, and your boy who we just said? Messidor.
Do you like
That's
saying?
like
Do
that's the pretty much the starting 4
Messidor,
linemen. We start with if we go out with 4 linemen, down linemen.
you'll definitely have Mesidor on that line. You'll definitely have Leonard Taylor. I think Javarai, he'll still start.
He gonna be at a linebacker position, probably outside. Where
you know what I'm saying?
he might blitz like an end, but he's standing up. They don't know if he gonna go and cover it or if he gonna go in the blitz.
I want to see.
I like that. Remember, he got that pick 6 that year.
The only thing I can say is, man, that linebacking position,
Mm-hmm.
you probably come in the twos, but what's your name? Malik Bryant. That dude is gonna be the future.
Yeah.
Hey, he got to wait his turn. We back to that point now. Did you hear like Mirabal said? We got a star left tackle, Jada Fields, y'all got to move it. Nelson, you in the back of he got to move somebody now. We ain't waiting on Nelson. Listen, boy. And you got Mao Go and Pancake.
Oh yeah, I forgot about Pancake. That's
3 tackles that's dominant. Then you got Cohen. He started for Alabama. And go there starting now. So ain't nobody moving him. Man, that line right. Boy, that whole line. I'm just worried about our rhythm on our passing game, man. I'm still
So you're saying our quarterback is the problem?
With TVD.
Hey, you saying our quarterback the problem then? Not our quarterback, but you know what I'm saying? You think like, you know what I'm saying? Like, let's say our line is good, right? And then like our quarterback be having these problems like he had last year. You know what I'm saying? You think he gonna You think the coach gonna pull him, or you think he gonna let him ride?
I think we're gonna be able to see. No, I think TVD right.
You think so?
Now, from what I've
I
been,
think he got a lot of learning to do.
nah,
But
from
he
what I've
real
been
accurate.
seeing,
He
from what
real
I've been
accurate.
seeing, and from what I've been hearing, like outside of just them stretches and drill, from people actually inside the building after they kick the media out,
Mm-hmm.
we going vertical.
We going what?
We going vertical.
Yeah, they say here about
Vertical?
y'all bomb.
Yeah, we going vertical. Them wide receivers going out.
So we
Going
so you're saying is that wide receivers like the Miami Dolphins, like saying like how like the like saying like Dolphins got like Hill and Walter, right? You know how, like Hill and Walter, they kind of small. Do we have like these like little 6'2", 6'3" wide receivers, or
Yeah, we
I
got
mean, I think
6'5" Kobe Young that's fast and got hands like glue. That we right.
as long
And
as the quarterback
Harold,
put the
I
long
thought
as
Harold
quarterback put
is
the proper touch
T2I.
in. Harold, I'm not sure his height, but I can get that for you.
Hey
Got a
T2Y, but
50-yard
hey
bomb. I mean,
T2Y,
it
after
don't
you do
matter.
that though, go put up the Leonard Taylor picture because he put up something picture when he was in practice, bro. That boy look big, boy. He look like he a D tackle now.
Guess who else to watch out for? That little wide receiver, Kurt. Everybody hollering Ray Joseph. That's why you ain't heard nothing from Brashard Smith. I'm hurt because I like the Brashard Smith.
Hey, where he at? Why nobody talking about him?
Man, that little
He
boy,
putting in work too.
Kurt like
He
Deshaun
putting
Jackson
in
out
work
there,
too.
man.
What's going on, fellas?
What's up? How you doing?
That boy
I'm all right.
Kurt,
This came forever. How the boy doing?
like, what's up, big bro?
Good,
Chilling.
good, chilling.
Yes, sir. Yeah,
Hey, yo, how
that
y'all
boy
think?
Kurt like Deshaun Jackson out there, boy.
How y'all think Brown might do this year? Let's see. You think Brown going like let's see TVD? Not like what if he get, you know what I'm saying, like take a step back, or you know what I'm saying, it's like you know what I'm saying, he play good or he get hurt or whatever. You think Brown can come in and show his talents with this offensive line and this offense?
I believe he can because I believe I believe it's up to Dawson really. If Dawson give us anything of what Rhett Lashley did, I believe we'll be okay because Dawson he's gonna put Corey in the right plays in the right position to succeed. He gonna get the ball out of his hands fast. He's not gonna give him 3 to 5 step drop plays and have the receivers running 15, 20-yard routes.
Mm-hmm.
So I believe with the offensive line we got, with the improved running game we should see, I feel like we should be okay if something happened to TVD. But long as Ja'Cory just work on his intermediate throws, his 10 to 15-yard passes, I believe we'll be all right. That's just my opinion.
No, you're right though, because sometime last year I saw him and he has an arm. It's just that, you know what I'm saying, those like in the middle, you know what I'm saying, in the middle of the field, you know, the little corner, those, you know what I'm saying, like those little corner routes he be doing. He sometimes when he throw the ball, he be like floating it up. You know what I'm saying? He floating instead of like darting it right to the receiver. You feel me?
Yeah.
Like, you know what I'm saying, like his accuracy. But I think to me, bro, I believe Brown is QB1. I feel like, you know what I'm saying, after TVD go to the draft, I feel like we're gonna see a Brown, you know what I'm saying? I feel like people are gonna see the real, you know, Jahvari Brown, and I feel like he gonna take us to the championship. Once TVD, yeah.
And that's just like I don't think delusional nothing to that nature. I just believe he been looking at Shannon Dawson offense. He just feel from the interviews he's not one of those coordinators that's gonna come in, because you got to think about it. Every coordinator who done came in, what have they done said? Even from Enos, we gonna have Jeff Thomas. We're gonna get him 10 to 15 touches a game. First game he'll Florida come, we don't see Jeff Thomas. Same thing with Mark Rick. The same thing with the last coordinator we just had. Besides Rhett Lashley was the only one who utilized our players and the skill set that they had to the best of their ability. I mean, I believe see what Shannon Dawson, if he just did this at Houston, Tank Bell, and with the players that they had and the other receivers and the other running backs and the quarterback he just got drafted with Miami talent, we've been saying this for years, but something just feels different. But we just got to wait and see, and everybody just anxious, so it's tough.
Yeah, was he with the King too when King was on Houston, or was he? He King wasn't on Houston, right? He was on Utah.
Who?
King what school
He
did
played
King
for
go
Houston.
to?
He
Oh, he
played.
did. He played for Houston.
Yeah.
Okay, so like he wasn't.
I think we unfairly threw him to the curb when TBD had that little streak.
Why you
We
say that?
treated him bad.
Why you say
Now
that?
we about to throw TVD away.
Why? Hold on, wait. Why you say we gonna throw TVD away?
Cause listen how you was saying, you think Ja'Cory really gonna win the championship? You don't think TBD can win it right now? Then, if not, we should be just as good. We're gonna be next year.
I feel like, you know what I'm saying, he could have did that last year. You know what I'm saying? Cause you know what I'm saying, he had all the hype and then he took a step down. You know
Well,
what
he
I'm
got
saying?
hurt.
He got hurt. You right. But
Shoulder steroid, boy.
I
You can't
mean,
throw
no, yeah,
30
you
yards.
right. You right. That's what I'm saying. So I feel like maybe this year, or maybe, that next year when I just like the dual threat quarterbacks. You know what I'm saying? I like that. You know what I'm saying? How Brown is, you know what I'm saying? He can like, you know what I'm saying? He can run, he can like pitch it off, and he can throw the deep pass, or you know what I'm saying, create for himself. You know what I'm saying? I like a quarterback like that. You know what I'm saying? I don't like these quarterbacks that's gonna like stay in the pocket. You know what I'm saying? Just scan the field and throw it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like the freaking FSU quarterback, right? You
Yep.
know what I'm saying? That freaking FSU quarterback. He's good. You know what I'm saying?
Deadly.
He come on, man. I'm saying he got
He
wheels.
deadly.
He can
He,
throw. You know what I'm saying? Like in college football now, you know what I'm saying? We need quarterbacks like that are dual their quarterbacks. You know what I'm saying? Like a freaking Deshaun Watson when freaking Deshaun was in Clemson and Lamar Jackson was in Louisville, right? You know what I'm saying? Those two quarterbacks was really great to see in college. And I
Yeah,
feel
well.
like we have a good quarterback in Brown. Now I feel like he's gonna be one of those quarterbacks.
Well, guess what, my man?
What's up?
You gonna get your delight. Yeah. Cause guess what's about to happen?
What happened? What happened? What happened?
Dawson said it. I've been listening really close. Some great
Mm-hmm.
interpretation, right?
Mm-hmm.
He said, man, because Susan Dignan asked the question. She tried to be slick too. It was a great question. She was like, how do you think, is it for more finesse or is it to power? Hitting on, he ain't got the touch and he just throwing the ball too hard. He was like, man, listen, Ja'Cory is light years ahead of the schedule. And we know in that Georgia Tech game, he got the ability. He just got to settle down, chill out, and he going to be fine. He right. He going to win us a natty. But we going to see in Miami, Ohio game. Because we're going to be up 35-0 by half at least. And he going to get the third quarter. And guess what? He going to put up 28 more. And y'all going to be like, and it's going to be a competition all year. He's going to be breathing down TBD throat. And I don't know if TBD going to crack or not. That's what I'm still not for sure about.
But do you think? Go ahead.
I think TBD gonna go back because he's salivating over Dawson offense. I think we gonna see the TBD we seen in 2021 because now he got the weapons. Dawson gonna put the ball to where he can get these guys in space. He gonna have TBD throwing the ball all around, and that's what we need to get back to. Miami has never been a team that has had a number one receiver. From all the great teams, even from when we had Herb Waters, Allen Hurns, Stacey Coley, Philip Dorsett. We never had a number one. That's what made our offense so great. So you got to worry about who gonna get the ball. You got to worry about speed. Then you got to worry about everything that's in the backfield. So you got Don Chaney coming down here. You got to worry about Robert Parrish. You got to worry about AJ Allen. It's so much to worry about. The main focus is gonna be on TVD, but just like said, will he fold? That's gonna be the question. Even if Dawson calling the plays, will TVD be able to execute to get the players the ball how they need to get the ball?
Hey, you know what I'm saying? Okay, look, just how you said, just how you said, you know what I'm saying, with us having these fat wide receivers, right, and having Don Cheney, right? Just imagine if we had Brown in that situation, right, with these fast wide receivers and Don Chaney and Mark Fletcher in the backfield, bro. That's deadly. You know what I'm saying? Like, how can you stop a dual threat quarterback with the beast and Don Chaney and Mark Fletcher and these fast wide receivers we got on the outside?
But
You
see, I
can't.
believe you don't think Dawson gonna have packages for Brown this year?
I know.
You don't
I
think he
think he
gonna have
will.
goal
No, no,
line
no, no, no,
packages?
no, no, no. I think he will because you know what I'm saying. I feel like he might have the read option. You know what I'm saying. He might have the pitch play. You know what I'm saying. He might have the quarterback sneak. One of those. Some he gonna have some because you know what I'm saying. He's not gonna just sit. You know what I'm saying. He's not just gonna have. You know what I'm saying Brown on the bench. You know what I'm saying because like Brown is a weapon. You know what I'm saying. You can use him at any offensive scheme. You feel me? And like saying you can freaking put him as you know what I'm saying, shotgun, you can make him pitch the running back, do something. You know what I'm saying? That dude's he's a monster. You know what I'm saying? He's freaking like 6'6", right? six
Yeah,
four.
but he still got to work. That's why he got to sit behind TVD this year. He got to be ready. Of course, he gonna have to work as if he the number one, because anything can happen. Any play TVD, God forbid, anything can happen. I don't even want to
Yeah.
speak that on my tongue, but you know what I'm saying, bro.
Yeah,
Like
I feel you.
you
I
don't,
feel you.
we don't want that to happen. Like let Ja'Cory learn, let Ja'Cory get that experience, let him sit back and learn from Dawson, get the tutelage that he really needs. So when we do see him, we don't really want to rush him into action. He got rushed into action last year. We weren't supposed to see Ja'Cory last year. But
Mm-hmm.
with the injury to TBD and then Jay Garcia, playing iffy, you have no choice but to put him in. Play the young man. He don't work so hard. You got to play him.
Yeah,
But he
but
wasn't. He
mm-hmm.
that was raw talent what he did last year against Georgia Tech, even
Yes,
against
yes.
Clemson. Yeah,
Uh-huh.
but we don't. When you got TBD, that's you don't want to rush it.
Yeah.
We don't
Mm-hmm.
want to rush Ja'Cory right now.
Oh,
Nope.
okay.
But you
I
know what
mean,
though?
what's up?
I don't think it's gonna matter
Mm-hmm.
because I'm looking back at the history of our quarterbacks, and we never had no. I mean, Ken Dorsey really had a bubblegum arm. He just had elite wide receiver. He could just throw it up, and we going to get it. I think the difference was we had those beast running backs. You
Yeah,
feel me?
you're right, and we have
So
that now too.
I know that's what I'm asking. Remember, let me ask y'all this question. Duke
Mm-hmm.
Johnson, right? As a freshman, almost had 1,000 yards, had like 800, 900 yard rush. We didn't know that was coming, but we kind of did. But as a recruit, was he a better recruit than these two running backs we got now? And CJ and Fletcher?
Yeah, I can't try to do Johnson like that. Now them boys, now
We
they ain't
can
one,
say
but
that
what
now because he's the leading rusher, but just
no,
as a
I'm talking
overall,
about coming out of high school. Just as far as you got to think,
Uh,
Duke Johnson first game, Boston College, 3 touchdowns, punt return, kick return. I'm talking about the
I think on this one we gotta wait. The verdict ain't out
no, what I'm asking y'all though is
because we've seen
as
what
far as
Duke Johnson
recruiting
done
goes,
on the college level, but we ain't never seen these guys do anything in college. So I
I
think we
know.
gotta wait on that one.
But listen to what I'm trying to ask y'all. I think y'all don't understand what I'm trying to ask. We know Duke Johnson. That's one of my favorite. We know what he did in college, and we can't
Mm-hmm.
compare none of them boys to Duke Johnson. That's not what I'm trying to do. But looking high insight as recruiting is concerned, everybody be like, "Oh, we need to, want the new toy." And when you look at it, Duke Johnson was a 4-star. I think if you look at the rankings, Fletcher and what's the name was ranked higher than Duke Johnson, is what I'm saying. When they came out of high school. Am I wrong with that? As far as
Yeah, Fletcher's ranked
so,
higher.
okay. So all I'm saying is, and CJ probably almost ranked just as high. So all we need is one of them to do. It only got to be Duke Johnson. But if one of them get that 600-700 yards and man, our offense is gonna be unstoppable with Don Chaney, Parrish. We got the tight end. We could big boy him. We ain't gonna need no Super Bowl quarterback. We just need TVD not to throw a bunch of picks, but he never did. That's one thing I liked about him. He was never a pick heavy quarterback. He
Mm-hmm.
just panicky after the first or second read not there, and he want to run, and he's not that
Hey,
athletic.
yo.
But if you want to look into like Mark Fletcher and Chris Johnson, that's definitely not going to really be this season. I mean, Mark Fletcher, you might get a flash of him, but I mean, as far
Wait,
as them
Johnson
two
saying
being,
we finna see Fletcher.
yeah, that's
Yeah,
what I'm
we gonna
saying. You
see
might get a
Fletcher.
little, you might get a little Fletcher,
Man,
a flash
why
of Fletcher,
not?
but I don't think you're gonna see Chris Johnson pretty much this season.
No,
Why
but
He
Fletcher.
might be one. He might be a red shirt candidate.
It depends on how Don Chaney looking,
Why
because Henry
not?
Parrish.
As far as
That
Tyler Van
is
Dyke goes,
why not?
we probably won't see Tyler Van Dyke with Chris Johnson and Mark Fletcher in the future. So when we have them running backs that can run the ball, Tyler Van Dyke's not going to really be here. They're going to be that kind of dynamic for like a Jakari Brown or even a Emory Williams.
You know what, T2?
So
I've been wanting to debate this with you. This the came back up, so it must have meant. You seem to me, maybe I'm wrong. You believe the freshman wide receivers has a better chance of starting and making a big name than the freshman running backs. Is that true?
one or two of them, yeah.
Why do you believe that? You think running back
Nathaniel
harder to
Joseph.
transition? I'm just asking your opinion.
I think Nathaniel Joseph on the receivers, that's the only one that's the young guy that I really, hype. But as far as the, running backs, Mark Fletcher, same way. So I think I'm 1-1 in there. One running back that I'm hyping and one wide receiver that I'm hyping that's, freshman, that's young. So I think I'm pretty fair with it.
Okay. Cool beans. So I think Fletcher can be that guy. We don't need him like we did Duke Johnson.
Exactly, but we don't need Fletcher to do that much in the running back room like we would need the receivers, because the receiving position over the years has been more terrible than our running backs.
Mm-hmm. Hey, but so what? Do you feel like the offense coordinator this year? Do you feel like he's gonna like like in the red zone? Do you think he's gonna stick with like his two running backs, or do you think he gonna have like three running backs switch out? Like Fletcher, Don Chaney, and who's the other dude you just said the little short
Allen. It's
Allen?
AJ Allen.
Oh no, not him. The other dude from last year we had, the short dude, the fast speedy running back we got right now.
No, he's gone.
Oh, he's gone?
Yeah, Jalen Knighton gone.
No, not him. The other one.
Henry Parrish.
Yeah. Do you feel like our quarterback, our offense coordinator is gonna put like Fletcher, what's the dude name again you just said? Parrish and Don Chaney. Do you feel like he's gonna use that tandem?
Yeah, I mean in the red zone, more than likely Don Chaney and Mark Fletcher, to be honest with you, because Henry is kind of small.
Mm-hmm.
So if he's in the red zone and he's trying to, push for a touchdown, trying to push Powell's, I don't think you're gonna push Powell's with Henry Parrish.
No.
You would more
I
likely
know that.
with Don Chaney or
But like, do you think
Fletcher a grown man out there?
That's why I said, like, I feel like our offensive coordinator should just
I think in the red zone he's gonna mix it up too. It's not gonna be just necessarily run plays.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think we're gonna stall out in the red zone like we did last year under Gaddis.
Yeah, we got two jump balls, guys at tight end and wide receiver, so we should be good.
Hey, what happened to the other tight end we had? What happened to the other tight end we had? I know we have Elijah, but who else we had? We had another one.
We got Skinner.
Mm-hmm.
We got the guy that transferred in from Oregon, Cam. I think he's gonna play number 2. He's gonna be the number 2. And then you got Jackson Carver and you got Riley Williams.
Okay.
You talking about Brantley Tramp? I heard him. I like the Brantley.
Because we lost Brantley and we lost Don Memorelli.
Oh yeah, that's the dude I was talking about. Him.
We lost him to a heart condition, so he had to medically retire from football.
Dang. But like, do you feel like, let's say he never retired, do you feel like he would have been like our star tight end?
Nah, I think he was. I think he was pretty much being buried in the depth chart too. Because you got to think about it. We got Elijah. We got the 8-year veteran that came from Oregon, who's a tremendous blocker. He's gonna play.
Hmm.
And then Skinner, you can't keep Skinner off the field,
Yeah.
because he's a speedy, tight end that could possibly play receiver. So you
Yeah.
definitely need him out there. So
Hmm.
that's three already. So Don Memorelli and you know what's his name, Bentley, they was gonna be left behind regardless.
I just want all our tight ends to do good because guess what? You know what I'm saying? The NFL today, they love using their tight ends. So that that once our tight ends grow to to be in the NFL, I feel like our tight ends we're gonna see on Sundays. You know
Yeah,
what
I
I'm saying?
mean, regardless, we get every year, regardless of how we're doing, we get top notch tight ends. We got Lofton coming in. That's a top tight end out there in Nevada. We got just came in Riley Williams and Jackson Carver. You know,
Hmm.
so we definitely go get our share of tight ends. Regardless, that room is always going to be competitive.
I'm so excited, man. I can't believe our office got so much depth. Y'all forgot about that little Australian dude, that big
What
tight. He
Australian dude?
played with his daddy in the pro leagues in Australia. Man,
Who?
what his name, man? I can't.
Frankie Tenor,
Tenalao. That's him.
What position he play?
he gotta wait. They say he gotta wait to screen, right?
I
No,
don't know.
no, Tanner Law should be coming in now too.
Yeah.
What position he play? What position
Oh
he
no,
is?
he's an offensive lineman. He's not a tight
He'll
end.
tackle.
But he can play defense too, boy. That
He
boy
play
got some
defense?
real athletic. Man, that boy plays soccer over there, rugby. Okay, that's right. It's different over there, man. Them houses different. He like the
Hey, what's his
Samoan. They
name so
both
I can
got
look him up?
Samoan
What's his
blood.
name? What's his name so I can look him up?
Tenalao.
Tendelau? Okay.
Yeah, he an offensive tackle.
Yeah. Shoot, if he can
What's going
tackle
on,
like
fellas?
that, shoot, why not we go put him on D tackle out there? See what he can do.
What's going on, Chris?
Just chilling. Just what I missed. I just signed on. I just seen the notification. I'm mad about that, boy.
Man, we're talking about the offensive side of the ball.
Eh,
What we got going on? The transfers that coming in, they're gonna make an impact too.
Yeah.
That they
Like I
are.
said, tight end number 2 probably gonna be that Cam guy from Oregon. That's what they've been saying. That
Hey,
running back AJ Allen that transferred in out of I think it was Nebraska. Yeah, he's gonna run. He'll probably be in the ones and twos.
Yeah.
It's probably gonna be him and Don Chaney and Mark Fletcher gonna be making a push too.
Oh, he scored. Hey T2Y, what's up? What's up with this? With this effort? I mean, with this freaking ACC. You know what I'm saying? I heard that Stanford might be coming over to this way to the ACC. What's up
Okay.
with
For
that?
real?
Yeah, it was yeah. It was on Bleacher Report.
Yeah, I seen it. I seen a tweet earlier. I even screenshotted it because what I
That's
got
crazy.
is the ACC is set to have explored. Basically, they're gonna explore their options with Cal and Stanford.
Mm.
So that should be. We should hear the results of that within the next 24 hours.
They
Like,
doing that because they ain't Stanford a private school.
yeah, I
Yeah.
think so.
See, that's all.
Yeah,
That's that money place. See, they trying to bring money to the ACC, but they just gonna bring another doormat for us to beat on. Like I don't see them really doing. Everybody talk about the ACC. We so weak and we so this, but when our league is competitive. Like the SEC, they may have more first round draft picks than the ACC, but the ACC put out more players.
yeah, true that. Hey yo, but like, I don't know this. I mean, like, I like having Stanford. You know what I'm saying? Come over here because Stanford, right? They have, you know what I'm saying? They were a good team when they had Andrew Luck, right? You know what
Yeah.
I'm saying?
And when they
So
had Christian
My question
McCaffrey.
with
McCaffrey.
gotta
those
follow.
two teams though, my question is: are we going to Cali or is we going to play at a neutral site, maybe like in
And Richard.
Dallas?
I don't know. That would be a
Going
good
to
point
Cal.
because that'll be a neutral site because that is in the middle unless they do the home and home.
But I mean, if I'm Cal and Stanford, I'm pushing for home and aways because I want to play all my games at neutral site. Then I ain't bringing no money into my stadium.
That's true too.
Right.
Yeah, that's
true.
So
So it might be a home and home. You know what I'm saying? They might do that, and plus look at the academic part of it too. Stanford, you know how hard it is. You have to be. You know how
you
telling
gotta
you
be
have to be
smart
on
to go
I ain't
over
gonna
there.
lie to y'all.
You gotta be smart.
I ain't taking too much trips out to California. I might go once or twice, but that's about it.
Yeah, I love the Canes and everything like that, but before I see them away, I need to see them at the Rock. So, with that being said, yeah, that's a possibility. But
I don't
Nickel
mind that
Kid,
though. Sure, I don't mind other teams coming here.
me neither.
You know,
I don't mind it, but
that's a good thing for us. That means that we can beat up on them.
yeah, but you got to look at it also from an educational standpoint too. That's a damn good education you get from Stanford. Stanford, yeah,
Yeah, definitely.
that's one of the top schools. You know what I'm saying? As far as medical, as far as you got lawyers that come from out of there and everything. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like not only football players, but you also got, if it's not collegiate or anything else like that, it's also academic, and that's also a big factor, and that also brings in that money. That brings a lot of fetty to the program.
My thing with the whole bringing them in, I think it'll be a good thing because then they'll be able to renegotiate some of these, TV deals and granted rights and everything. Hopefully, the ACC commissioner and all the presidents of all these schools, hopefully they mind is wide open to what's going on right now because we getting left behind as a conference as a whole. Everybody finna get paid, and we finna be stay right where we at, stagnant.
You know what the ACC
So when they go into, if they bring in Cal and Stanford, they got to make sure that when they renegotiate the contract that it's favorable. If in the near future we want to leave, it's not a hassle like it is now.
Yeah. Have you heard anything else about that T2I, about us leaving or anything like that? Because
Nah, next 24 hours we'll find out what's going
would
on
y'all-
with Cal and Stanford.
I heard we were looking
15th,
for options to get out.
the 15th is when we'll find out if Florida State just running their mouth or not.
I don't know what they got. I don't understand all of that because
Florida State want more money. They basically want it to be negotiated to where the top teams in the ACC get paid more. So let's just say everybody's getting 30, they want to get 40, and let's just
Why
say
are you being greedy though?
they want teams like Duke and all them that probably don't contribute as much. They want them to get paid less.
Okay, first of all, Vegas
That's
can't
not
be choosy.
fair, bro.
Okay,
Yeah,
first
bro,
of all,
that's
didn't y'all
greed, though.
y'all just had a daggone fundraiser to get y'all some damn bathrooms at Tallahassee. So what the hell kind of money do y'all have? Y'all had porta potties out there for these people in these games because y'all had them nasty ass bathrooms. Okay, so what money
if you
you
look at
talking
it
about having?
if you look at it from a different point of view, since we can't get out of the grant of rights, we can't, renegotiate, outside of the conference. That's what they're trying to do. They're trying to get more money because Florida State is thinking ahead. They're like, listen, in the near future, we won't be able to compete with the SEC or the Big Ten or even the Big 12 when it comes to money. You got to think about where college football is going at right now. Everything's NIL, everything's about money. If we getting paid less, we're gonna get left behind. If the ACC is paying $50 million a year while the SEC is paying 110, we getting screwed.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's smart.
Because how do we compete with them in the NIL? How do we compete with them in facilities, upgrades, everything?
Yeah,
we can't. It's like me and you It's like me and you about to run the 100, and they start you at like 90, and then I'm at the beginning.
Mm-hmm.
Soon as they blow the whistle, you already don't won.
Would y'all be mad? Would y'all be mad if we leave the ACC and go somewhere else?
I wouldn't be mad. I
wouldn't be mad.
What's our options right now? The Big Ten or the SEC? I wouldn't be mad in being in either one.
Financially,
I'd rather go for the money, but look at what we finna go to now. So now you talking about home and home series in Iowa when it's cold. Home and home series in the snow at Michigan. Ohio State going into the horseshoe.
Yeah,
Our coastal players them boys ain't built for that. Talking about week in and week out. Yeah, they getting.
Hey, also you got to think about it though. In September, those same teams gonna have to come down here to the Rock.
Exactly. They not built for that heat either.
They're gonna be down here melting like ice cream.
Yeah.
Right.
Hey yo,
And plus, Miami used to play in the heat because they used to. I mean, play in the snow because they used to play in cold weather all before. They used to play when they were independent against Penn State, Notre Dame. You know what I'm saying? Like they was playing in cold weather. They didn't do it often, but they did it.
If we do go to the SEC, it's gonna be the same because going up in November, go to Tennessee, it's still cold.
Yeah, it is. It is cold up there in November. Real cold. Big time, man.
I low key like it's me. I low key miss us. I low key miss us playing against Ohio State though. You know what I'm saying? Because that rivalry, you know what I'm saying, playing against Ohio State with freaking Travis Benjamin taking it back for a touchdown.
Okay.
Now that was fun to watch. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So imagine having that now. You know.
Hey, you know what, young buck?
Yeah.
That's one of the reasons that game. One of the reasons why I went against Randy Shannon. I was so Randy Shannon. You could turn it around, but he had made a comment. He said we played Ohio State that year, and they had some bulletin board material like, they gypped us out of national championship. Y'all should y'all be mad about it? No, it don't matter. This, that, and other. I said, what you mean it don't matter? That's why these teams come here. These kids come here. Well, we got 5 rings. They want to see that on their banner. That they took that from these kids. It was supposed to be here when they got here, but not. So they should take that out on Ohio State. And they should, every time they want to see them, they should feel like they stole a natty from her and we want to smash her. That's the tough talk we need to bring back. Bring us back that real culture that's gonna dominate. And then I think that's the one with the ACC. Florida State and Miami get back right.
Yeah, but
we make the most money out of any games. Miami and Florida State when we good for the. So if we get back right, the ACC money gonna go back up.
Yeah, you know, that's why I said, you know what I'm saying, like I feel like we should play
with the ACC,
too.
the way this shit set up to the ACC, it don't matter how good we get, that money ain't going nowhere.
Dang.
We could, Florida State could bring back that rivalry to where we're both number 1 and 2 in the country, but we still won't make no more money. That's how their contract set up.
No, I know that. I know teacher, but I'm just
saying. It's either we get out of it or they renegotiate it.
So you saying they don't have no type of, like, usually in these type of,
ain't no incentives.
It got to be based on some views where you will get an escalation.
Ain't no incentive. That's why FSU is pushing to get out so bad right now.
Then we finna get out.
We got to do something. We got to think, fellas. 2024 is 12-team playoffs.
They say it's a $20 million buyout. Now you just said it, teacher.
No. It ain't a $20 million buyout. It's 120 just to get out of the ACC, and then the grant of rights. If you get out the ACC right now, you still got to pay the grant of rights. So you'll be paying all the way to 36, unless you just give them up front. I think it's between 300 million to 600 million.
Okay, so you're saying we'll have to pay them like 20-something million a year for so many years, 30 million, something like that, roughly.
Something like that.
Whatever it is, all the way up to 36.
All right, so let's say
you want to give to them in a whole lump sum.
But if you go to the Big Ten, you're gonna make 110. So
but the Big Ten ain't set to make 110.
That might be an option.
They not set to make 110 until 36 though.
Oh, okay.
Well, so in 36, basically, the Big Ten will be making 110 while we'll be making 52.
See, that's a $60 difference. So what you paying 30 back? You still making 30 more. So I don't know, boy. Them boy might be.
Fortunate for Miami, we got the money to get out the ACC.
Right. It's Florida State that don't.
But if we could dissolve the conference and not have to pay nothing to get out, that's even better to me.
You're right. They
keep all that money. Yeah, we keep all that money and we get out of a bad deal.
Right.
Unless they bend and say, okay, we'll renegotiate.
That's the thing though. ESPN don't want to renegotiate. They got it good right now. They got
not in Miami,
14
Florida
they
State
got
making
14
that
ACC
big money. That's
teams
what
that
I'm
they
talking
got
about.
stuck at a low price and that can't do nothing about it. They got it good.
But we got to do something, T2Y and fellas. I mean, but when you think about it, next year, 2024, you got to think the Big Ten and the SEC, they already 18 teams, 16 teams up. So
Right
guess
now,
what? Out of a 12-team playoff, you got to think 7 of them finna come from the SEC, and then 5 of them from the, well, you might as well say 5 finna come from the SEC, and 3 from the Big Ten. That's still only gonna leave everybody fighting for 2 spots.
the only thing we doing right now as a conference, the only thing we can do to save each other some money is if 8 teams get together and dissolve the conference, then we'll save 120 million apiece. But that's it. Once we dissolve the conference, that grant of rights still run to 36. So unless you pay to get out of the grant of rights, they own you on TV deals. Whatever you do for the TV, all that money gonna go to them.
That's gonna have to be money.
They gonna get their sharing. Whatever left over is what you'll get.
So Notre Dame, they got so much money because they got their own television network. So they ain't even really worrying about joining no conference. They ain't said nothing. Even they been bucking the ACC. They came over here and screwed us and played for ACC championship and still went right back to independent, doing what they doing.
If I don't mind, I'll sue the ACC for allowing that to happen because I ain't like that whole scenario. But you got us pimp tie in some old chunk deal, but you let no.
But ever since we joined the ACC, though, it's like, I mean, I know all us Cam fans, I mean, we don't make excuses, but we all watch these games. And it just seemed like for some reason, the refs, they don't be on our side. Even when we playing Clemson, Roche picked the ball off. They call it that. Them plays be changing the game when they make. And it seemed like every time Miami breaking out, every time Miami get on the run, these type of things happen. The ACC is just like we jinx ever since we hit. I'm ready to get up out the ACC. I don't care whether we go to the SEC or the Big Ten, but the ACC ain't doing us no justice.
Yeah, you're right. It's been bad luck ever since.
You know what no one's talking about is how if you join the Big Ten right now, their contract has to be split between every team that joins. Compared to the Big 12, where if a new team joins, they get more money. I personally think the Big 12 would be a better move than the Big 10.
Now with Colorado, you might be right.
Because they have the Big 12 in their network contract, they put to where every time a new team joins, their increase on the cap for all the schools increases. The Big 10 doesn't have that. So what's happening right now is you're gonna have 18 teams in the Big 10 split all that money, and that $60 million a year is not going to happen for every team. So, I think the Big 12 would be a better fit, honestly.
That sounds good. You're right.
Yeah, but with the Big Ten, the more teams that come in, they renegotiate the numbers.
Yeah, they can't though. Not until that contract's up.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. The Big Ten, those teams ain't coming in right now. They coming in next year.
Next year, yeah, but they can't.
So
Their
next year
contract
they're
sets
gonna
till 2032 or something.
No, their contract's not set yet. They'll sign their contract next year.
No,
So
but
those numbers for the Big Ten aren't set yet.
their network
the more members they add, they gonna renegotiate. Before anybody sign in 24, they're gonna renegotiate. They're still gonna make more money than the SEC.
From what I was reading is that the Big Ten already their conference itself has a network deal. Each school doesn't negotiate for the network. So their max money they're getting is going to be like 60, 70 million a year.
I understand what you're saying, but what I'm saying is they're bringing in more members, so the number that TV deal was set for is going to change now.
But the problem is their contract doesn't have that. The Big 12 does. That's what I'm trying to tell you.
But
the Big 10 doesn't have that in their contract.
Nobody's signed any contract yet. No contract has been developed yet because they're not even done building the conference yet. The conference is still picking up members as we speak. So come next year when it's time to sign those contracts and they have the amount of teams that they're going to have in there, they're going to have the market numbers for what they can bring in, and then Fox will strike you with a number of how much you're going to get paid, and then you can divide that amongst all the teams that you have at the current moment.
what it says right, what I'm reading right now, it says the Big Ten completed a 7-year media rights agreement worth $7 billion, and that will run till 2030. So, and no matter what they do, if they add teams, they can't not renegotiate that. They're gonna have to split that $7 billion between every team they add. The Big 12, on the other hand, has it to where they can, every time a new team comes in, the cap gets increased. So it's not going to matter if USC joins. They're still going to get the most amount of money they can get in that contract, $7 billion. That has to be split between 18 teams in 2024 and 2025.
I guarantee you that number's going to change next year, because the amount of teams that they have now, the value of their TV deal would be more.
Yeah, but they already signed a contract, though. It's just like the ACC. Once you already signed that contract,
but
it
I'm
doesn't matter
saying
who
none of these teams have signed anything.
No, the teams, the conference.
The conference
it's through the conference. That's who signs the network deal. Those teams are affected by that. And USC and Washington and Oregon are still paying the Pac-12 their network deal throughout those years. That's how they were able to get out of the Pac-12.
Yeah, but when was the Pac-12 deal supposed to last to? Next year, right?
Oh, I'm not sure.
So they don't have a deal at the moment. Apple was the only one that was offering them anything, and that was about $20 million a year, which is under market for everything right now. So hey, if it's $7 billion, I'm sorry, divided up against those teams, it's still going to be significantly more than any other conference. Because the Big Ten is still offering more than the SEC.
Yeah, but not. I mean, the SEC is also not as big as the Big Ten right now with all those teams. I mean, 18 teams is not. If you split that up, it's not that much.
I know what you're saying, Jay. You saying Miami getting the Big 12 because they on the sliding scale. They might equal almost as much as one of the Big 10 teams. You know?
Oh yeah, if Miami,
but from what I hear about the Big 12 contract, yeah, when you come in, they'll add more money. But each year from then, I think it's only going up by $1 million. So it might sound great now, but in the future, it's gonna suck. But when you're a team in desperate mode, like the Pac-12 is, those UCFs and everything like that, for them it's an upgrade. So they'll take it. But in the near future, they're gonna be left behind just the same.
I mean, I guess we'll see, but
too bad I wasn't CEO. I would have had the ACC should have went to the Pac-12. So let's realign. Let's call our conference the ACCC or ACQ, the American Coast to Coast Conference, and we'd have had a East Division and the West Division.
Yeah, but you got to think about it though. The ACC had no room to negotiate with nobody.
But who's the boss of the ACC?
The ACC basically is owned by ESPN.
Okay, they signed the ESPN contract.
Their grant of rights is basically got us owned by ESPN.
But listen, this is what ACC would have did though.
The SEC, so
this is why things can change. This is what the ACC would have did. They would have took their best financial advisor and would have went to ESPN and said, "Look, we about to rebuild our conference, ESPN." Florida State, Miami. I'm
gonna say this now.
They don't care.
I'm gonna say this now.
Can we renegotiate?
If it's up to ESPN, nothing ain't gonna change.
Because you got to think about this right now. Look at what ESPN's doing. They're falling apart right now. You think they're gonna pay us more money? They're firing every analyst they have because they don't have money right now.
Oh my God!
I want you to think about this. If you're a team in the ACC, you got to buy out unless it dissolves. So that's 120 million you got to give them. And then on top of them, you got to give them the grant of rights. If you don't give them that grant of rights price, guess what? They'll deduct it all the way to 36.
My dad.
But teachers,
why? You can either give it to them as a lump sum, or you can give it to them through payments. But either way, they're gonna get their money.
I'm not worried about
why. This is what you not understand.
No, what I'm trying to say is ESPN has nothing to lose.
No, listen, what you don't got to understand though. Even though ESPN has nothing to lose, they can be looking at it like, okay, this is how much money we bringing in from these teams. But if they decide to align with the pack and they projecting to double their income, then we might want to let them off this deal and renegotiate.
ESPN is not letting listen. ESPN didn't even give the Pac-12. They didn't even give the Pac-12 an option.
Listen, that'll be.
They didn't give them no TV deal. They didn't have. They told them, listen, we're not doing nothing for you. They had to go explore for themselves.
I understand.
They end up negotiating with Apple. They don't want the $20 million a year from Apple. So that's where they at now. ESPN owns the ACC and basically SEC. So, and when everybody say, "Oh, this team is going to the Big Ten," this team is going to the Big Ten. Guess what? That team got to pay that buyout to get out of the ACC, and they got to pay the grant rights to get out of the ACC.
Yeah, unless ACC dissolves.
So ESPN ain't got nothing to lose. They just got the game.
And that's why I think the SEC is not going to take any ACC teams because of that. ESPN is going to block that.
The only thing all the teams in the ACC can do is get together and dissolve the conference and save each other $120 million.
That seems like that's going to be like the best choice for everybody.
But example, ESPN can lose in that situation.
It could work out a little bit better for us if they do bring in Cal and Stanford. Because the money, they'll renegotiate to bring them in, and the money will go up.
Who will renegotiate?
ESPN.
I just told you they could renegotiate.
But will they want to is the question. Because I know the ACC, when they do this renegotiation, the ACC is going to want to weigh some kind of way out of that grant of rights.
The ACC buffoon.
And if I'm ESPN and I'm a businessman, I'm not even entertaining that.
The ACC
if I own you for the next 36 years, you're gonna get this amount of money, and it's the cheapest. I gotta pay you. I'm keeping that. Push comes to shove, the SEC don't work out or whatever. I still got y'all on the string, making money, bringing in that free money.
Yeah, and the problem is getting teams to dissolve. Half the teams in the ACC you can't even get in any other conference, probably Power 5 wise.
Pac-12 calling.
The Pac-12 is about to get merged with the Mountain West, probably.
There ain't no Pac-12.
Well, no, the Mountain West can merge into the Pac-12, but it wouldn't be a Power 5 anymore.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. There's no more Pac-12. All the teams over there is down to 4.
Dissolve members.
It's down to 4 because Oregon's gone, Washington's gone, USC's gone, Cal's gone. I mean UCLA. Yeah. They're gone. Arizona State gone. Utah's gone. Colorado's gone.
So you think it's going to be 3 conferences left in the end?
Yep.
No, it's going to be 4. It's going to be the ACC, the SEC, Big 10, and Big 12. Pac-12 is done.
The 4 horsemen. That's what they want to do. They ugly as hell.
Right now, we got 4 teams over there in the Pac-12 that's going to try to join the. That's going to try to join the ACC. So that's 4 teams that could come on in. We could do some renegotiation and all that, and hopefully. If I'm the commissioner of the ACC, I'm gonna tell them, listen, man, that grant of rights, we gotta renegotiate that. That shit gotta get done differently.
It's not gonna matter. We're gonna be so far behind. We just need to get out of the ESPN contract in general. ESPN's like falling apart.
He's sleeping on your daddies.
Miami go 12-0 like I predict. They're gonna be like, wait a minute.
Wait a minute. You saying this year? Well, you said you going 12-0 this year?
You ain't hear me when I said I got the Colorado fever.
You said we going 12-0 this year?
Man, we finna run through them.
The cap. Stop the cap right now. Stop the cap.
The only 2 defeats possibly FSU and Clemson. That's it. That's why I said 10 wins. Remember I said 10 wins automatically?
Now, for a second ago, you said 12 wins.
No. In the beginning.
That Kool-Aid.
I said 10 wins is more likely. But
Kool-Aid give that sugar diabetes, my guy.
I think we can go undefeated. We play FSU at home or we go to FSU?
We going to Telly.
All we need is FSU to be
I got-
undefeated when we be undefeated. And them ratings going up. ESPN gonna lick their chops. Yeah, let me negotiate.
Man.
Y'all bringing Stanford Cal, big academia with that
I
big
don't know
academia
about
bread.
that, no.
Man, they gonna renegotiate.
You got to start hanging with them Colorado fans, man.
I don't know none of them. I've been watching college football for years. We going right to the top. We ain't finna have no graduate. We going right to the top. Ain't none of the mediocre team beating us this year. So we really just got to worry about FSU and Clemson.
Hey, I hope you're right.
See, we've been backwards drunk. Well, let's get back to we went on conference, man. We were talking about these transfers before we got sidetracked. We went 30, but that was a good conversation. Boy, I heard that boy Kurt looking like Deshaun Jackson out there.
The transfers, you need to look at Matt Lee. Look at Francisco Marigold. Javion Cohen. Those guys gonna make impact right away. Devontae Brown at corner. Jaden Davis too at corner. Wide receiver Tyler Harrell. He should be making a big splash. This is last year of eligibility, so he got to go all in.
Also, he could be elite.
They say Jadavius Richards been balling too.
Yeah. Jadavius Richards one of them. Brandon Dean on the D line too.
When the coach said the players elite, they usually try not. They all doing good. No, he said that boy can be elite.
Yeah,
he caught when they thought his ankle was hurt, they were crying. He caught a 50-yard ball.
They've been giving the running back too, AJ Allen. They gave him a lot of praise too. The only one I really haven't been hearing about is KJ Cloud, the linebacker. He's the only one I haven't really been hearing about.
They said that boy Kurt got unbelievable body control, and when he catch the rock, he like he taking it to the house. That's why he ain't heard nothing from Brashard Smith now.
You talking about Shamar?
Yeah, man. And I looked at that little cat. I say he do look like that little dude in the hood that could jump higher than you and was the foul. Everybody had one of them in the hood. Little short, quick, little fouls burning everybody. I say he got a chance. He's so happy. Please don't mess it up, little young dude. Don't do nothing stupid. He finna get off like Deshaun Jackson.
I'm telling you,
I'm talking about Ray Jones, boy. Ray Jones gonna have to wait, boy. I promise you, this year, y'all gonna be like, oh my goodness, what?
If that offense and that defense show up this year and we look good, guys to look out for probably gonna flip. Oklahoma commit tight end Devin Mitchell. You got wide receiver Jeremiah Smith. I ain't too high on him flipping at all, to be honest. I don't even think he's gonna leave Ohio State. Rudolph, the edge that committed to Michigan, gonna look out for him. He probably Florida's linebacker, Ladarius Hayes. He's one to look out for, possibly flipping. Wide receiver Berlin Staley, who went to Tennessee. Keep an eye out on him. Brandon Davis Swan, who went to Colorado. He's a defensive lineman. You got Ellis Robinson, who's committed to Georgia. He's the number one corner in the country in the 2024 class. LaWayne McCoy from Florida State, wide receiver, of course. You got another corner, two cornerbacks. You got John Mitchell and you got Anthony Belgrave Shorter. They both committed to Penn State, so they're gonna be on flip alert. You got another defensive lineman, Marcus Downs. He's committed to Georgia Tech. He's gonna be on flip alert. Those are the guys to look out for if Miami, do great this season. They possibly flip. Now, there's a lot of recruits out there that ain't committed to nowhere yet that we still in the race for. So, you know, we'll watch out for them too on commit alert if we do well. But hey, man. Next week on Monday, we'll talk about the defensive side of the ball. More news will come out. More videos will be, you know, shown from practice. You know, we'll get more info, and we'll got a lot to talk about. You know, we'll probably start talking about who's going to start and who's going to be a backup. But, hey, going on an hour and 30, so I'm going to call it a night. Almost 10 o'clock right now. So appreciate each and every one of y'all for coming through. Appreciate y'all for hitting the like and subscribing to the channel. Go Canes.
Go Canes.
Go Canes.
All day long, baby. Yes, sir.